Okay, I'll get some fabric and I'll make a couple of runs. Alright, turn it on. Now, when you're using the top stitch, it's not like other sergings where if you're using one or two needle where you have the chaining off, that when you finish sewing and you get to the end, you chain off. Okay. With the top stitching, they say, in the book, you put the fabric behind the needle where you want the stitch to start. You bring the presser foot down, and what I do is I start it a few times like this. Okay. It runs very fast if you floor it. That was wide open. Alright. That's one run. Now, you could turn this. I don't know if I could do this with the radius I got here. I'm going to try. Okay. Go right to the end where you want the thread to end. Now, at this point, I was having trouble with this. I reread the book, and it says what you have to do is you have to lift the foot like this, and then you have to pull this out, and what I'm doing is I'm working the hand wheel a little bit, although it doesn't have a regular bobbin. So I pull out. Here's what I do: I pull out so much. I clip that, and then there's only 3 of the gold thread, but a few of them are down below in order to form the stitch. So what I got to do is I got to weed them out. All right. Here's the 3. Okay. And I say leave 4 inches back there. You know, at least these 4 inches back there. Now, another. Oh, so sorry. All right. Here's the stitch. I gotta look through the viewfinder. I gotta make sure I'm not talking to myself over here. Okay. Okay. Here's the stitch. The other side of the stitch. That's the other side of the stitch. trying to get used to this camera. I just bought this camcorder. It's a new one. It's not like my other one. This one you can only go about a foot away to get into focus. You can't go closer than a foot, unless of course you zoom. Then you got to move it out a little bit. All right, that'll work. Okay, so now let me try something else here. Could also use it on drapery and so forth to make a hem. What I was reading, they were talking about for drapery, 3-inch hem, something like this, and then you use this guide right here. From the center of the needle, this is 25 millimeter, which is 1 inch. So for drapery and so forth. So I'm going to come here about there. I'll use that as a guide, and I'll put that under there. And I'll guide it with that. All right. Start with my hand. And of course, you would make sure you would pin this. You'd make sure that you have a seam. It was just a piece of scrap. Alright, you come right to the end. It says, bring the pressure foot up. And then you do the same thing. You work this out by pulling it, which for some reason to me doesn't feel right, but this is what they say. Now, what they also say is you cut this, and then you could tie these. They have a picture in the book. You tie these into a knot. You knot this on the end. That's one of the things you can do. And of course, the other thing you can do, you could put this colored thread in a regular sewing machine, something with a single needle, and just do a little zigzag and a back stitch. That's the other way. Okay. All right. Now here is the other side. Of course, you could use a gold thread or brown thread for the looper, and it would come nice. All right. So, in fact, that seam you can't even see. If you wanted to see it, then you would use a different color thread. Okay, just want to make sure that everybody could see this. Come nice.